The silence of the morning was shattered. A piercing scream, a child's voice choked with terror, echoed through the quiet suburban street. Inside the home at 2804 Mirage Street, a scene of unimaginable horror awaited. 10-year-old Michael Candy, his small frame trembling, clutched the phone, his voice barely a whisper as he told the operator what he had seen. "My dad, he has a gun." The sunny spring morning of April 22, 2024, had begun like any other in the quiet Oklahoma City suburb of Yukon. The Candy family home, a place of laughter and warmth just hours before, had become a tomb. Lindsay and Jonathan Candy, high school sweethearts who built a life centered around their 4 beautiful boys, were gone. Neighbors gathered on sidewalks, their faces etched with grief and confusion, struggling to reconcile the loving family they knew with the horrific act that had taken place. The question that echoed in the hearts of all who knew the Candys remained, why? Jonathan Candy was, by all accounts, an ordinary man, a devoted husband, a loving father, a familiar face in the stands at his son's baseball games. Neighbors recall his warm smile, his willingness to lend a helping hand. He was, as one neighbor put it, the kind of guy you'd trust with your life. A dedicated employee at the Paycom Center, Jonathan had even attended a Thunder basketball game the night before the tragedy. Yet behind the facade of normalcy, a storm was brewing. Whispers of marital discord, of financial strain, began to surface. Was this a desperate act of a man on the brink, pushed to the edge by circumstances he felt powerless to control? The man who had committed an act of unimaginable cruelty remained an enigma, his motives shrouded in mystery. The evidence, laid bare in the cold light of the investigation, painted a chilling picture of a meticulously planned massacre. 5 guns, including a shotgun and a revolver, were recovered from the home, along with a grim inventory of spent casings and live ammunition. The weapons, legally purchased and registered to Jonathan, spoke to a terrifying premeditation. Cell phones, potential treasure troves of information about the events leading up to the tragedy, were collected and scrutinized. Surveillance footage from the neighborhood was analyzed for any clue. Yet, for every question answered, a dozen more emerged. The pieces of the puzzle, though plentiful, refused to form a coherent picture. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the community grappled with a maelstrom of emotions: shock, grief, anger, and a profound sense of disbelief. How could such a horrific act occur in their midst, in a place where children played freely on sidewalks and neighbors exchanged friendly greetings? The laughter of children, once a familiar soundtrack to life on the street, was replaced by a haunting silence. Neighbors, their faces etched with sorrow and confusion, gathered on porches and street corners, sharing hushed whispers and tearful embraces. The investigation, despite its best efforts, yielded no easy answers. Rumors swirled like dust devils, whispered theories passed from neighbor to neighbor, each attempting to fill the void left by the unanswered questions. Yet amidst the speculation, a question lingered, heavy with the weight of unspoken grief. Why were 4 innocent lives extinguished? The small community of Yukon, Oklahoma, found itself thrust into the national spotlight, forever linked to a tragedy that defied comprehension. The outpouring of support, both local and national, was immediate and overwhelming. A GoFundMe page established to support Michael Candy and cover funeral expenses quickly surpassed its goal. Mustang Public Schools and Oklahoma Baptist University offered counseling and support to those grappling with the emotional fallout of the tragedy. Candlelight vigils, bathed in the soft glow of flickering flames, offered a space for collective mourning and remembrance. The names of Lindsay, Dylan, Ethan, and Lucas Candy, forever etched in the hearts of those who knew and loved them, were spoken with reverence and a profound sense of loss. The healing process for both Michael Candy and the community he called home would be long and arduous. Yet, even in the depths of their grief, the people of Yukon found strength and unity, their shared pain forging an unbreakable bond of compassion and resilience.